take a live look now because the Donald Trump event is happening right now in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Of course, he's making a final pitch to voters, just like all the other candidates. Earlier in the day, Governor Chris Christie going to great lengths to win over voters in the Granite State. Well, he got down on one knee.
One of those shoppers.
And I really
All right, you haven't decided yet. Here we go.
Honest to God, I want to vote for you, and this is the hating point.
I was going to get up, but I think I'll stay on one knee.
You have earned my vote.
Thank
Truly.
you. All right. All right, I'm 2 for 2. I'm leaving, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Chris Stirewalt, Fox News digital politics editor and the author of Fox News First, he joins me now. I mean, you got to do whatever it takes, right, Stirewalt?
Well, when you're as far back in the pack as Chris Christie is, you don't have enough time to kneel in front of enough voters to catch up. I think he's going to have to broaden his appeal.
Well, okay, but he was 2 for 2 there.
2 for 2.
Now, okay, I want to take a look at the latest polls that are coming out in New Hampshire. Again, these were taken Saturday, or between Thursday and Saturday, so a lot could change, obviously. But you have Trump still wildly in front there, 30%. Kasich number 2, 14. Well, really, you have a bunch of people vying for second place if this is how it shakes out. Rubio, Bush, Cruz, they're all sort of stuffed together there, right?
Well, look, New Hampshire, asking New Hampshire voters about who they're going to vote for is always tough. This year it's particularly hard because of those independents that you talked about, where they're actually going back and forth, not among various Republican candidates, but between Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders and John Kasich. You have 2 prominent Republicans, at least in this state with Kasich, who really model policies that Democrats like, that are much more moderate on social issues, more moderate kind of Democrats. So you have all this swing down here. So basically it's going to come down to this. This field is chaotic. We don't know how it's going to shake out. It would be impossible, it's almost impossible to think that Donald Trump, having led by 20 points or more for so long, wouldn't do extremely well on the Republican side. Right. But there's a lot of swing out in those tail feathers.
Okay, as long as we're looking at the Trump live rally right now, just a quick question about the ground game for Trump, because I know we have some video of people going out and knocking on door to door. You know, that was one of the knocks against him, no pun intended, in Iowa.
Well, look, Donald Trump has a problem with ground game. There's been grousing off the record, or anonymous grousing, come from his campaign that he's not willing to spend money. And the real issue for Donald Trump, this is a long process, relatively speaking, and it's expensive. And if he wants to self-fund, it's going to cost him $40 million, $50 million, something like that, to really compete through all these states. And he's got to get serious about making his bank account a little less great again if he really wants to do this. And we'll see. We'll find out tomorrow whether he started digging in his pocket.
Huge, huge spending.
Huge.
Okay, for a special New Hampshire election now, we are having the 2016 Power Index especially for NH. Okay, you have Donald Trump on top, Senator Marco Rubio, and then Governor John Kasich in the top tier. And then you're followed by Senator Ted Cruz and Governors Chris Christie and Jeb Bush. How'd you come up with that?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that Rubio has suffered systemic damage. I think he had a bad night on Saturday when Chris Christie kicked the tar out of him in that debate for about 5 minutes. But all in all, if you liked Rubio before, you probably are okay with him on the grounds that you believe the Republican Party needs to coalesce and avoid a really destructive, lengthy process as Hillary Clinton awaits. So I think that Rubio structurally is probably still okay. We'll find out. But Kasich, I think it's going to pay off pretty big for Kasich here. I think that he is selling what New Hampshire voters like. He is talking about being open to Democrats. He's talking about Democratic ideas. So I think he's going to do very well. And then Cruz doesn't need to do very well. He already has his ticket to ride. His Iowa win carries him forward. Nobody expects him to do well here. If he does only as well as 4th place, it'll be great.
Okay. Interesting analysis. Let's take a look at the Dem side. It's a lot easier to just look at it because there's only 2 of them now. And you have Bernie Sanders on top there, Hillary Clinton second to him.
A disco inferno of Bernie momentum. It is going to happen here. And now he's threatening her nationwide because they're about tied in national polls. So this is going to be a hot time in the old town.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to all the coverage, Chris. Thanks much.